Mm. Love each of you so much. Good morning / good evening. Let's do this. So we're going to start with a song this morning. We're going to listen to The Power of Love by Eric Lumiere, and then we'll dive in.
I don't know what's happening. I'm falling on my knees again. Give me a sign to remember the light in my innocence. I don't know what's wrong or right. Going crazy trying to pick a side. They say, friend, it's okay to feel lost and afraid. It's a part of life, part of life. I can hear the songbirds singing. I'm just glad to be alive. I take a breath and let it in. Hear the answer inside. I am the power of love. I am the power of love. I am the power of love. Love, love. I am the power of love. I am the power of love. I am the power of love. Love, love. Flying on clouds above. But life throws me in the mud. Get back on my feet as I walk to the beat of my innocence. I can hear the songbirds singing. I'm just glad to be alive. I take a breath and let it in. Hear the truth inside. I am the power of love. I am the power of love. I am the power of love. Love, love. I am the power of love. I am the power of love. I am the power of love. Love, love. I am the power of love. I am the power of love. I am the power of love. Love, love.
And if in some way we could really understand what that is, I am the power of love, maybe full stop. There is not much else that comes after that. But we have a mind and bodies, and we have more adventures, I experience, to really embody that, to do that. But we are the power of love. And in so many ways, that is what we're diving into today in frequency. So that song has called in the light for us. The light is here, and we are experiencing and allowing the highest good together. So I'm going to dive straight in. This is I'm a little more nervous this morning because frequency is so close to my heart, and it's not mine. But I have a very intimate, personal history with it, and I'm going to share that very vulnerably this morning, and I have many times before, but let's do this. So frequency came to me. I woke one morning hearing frequency before action, and I did know perfectly what that meant. I can't describe or explain how that happens, but I just knew. And so at that time, I wanted a husband, didn't want a boyfriend. I never wanted a boyfriend. I just wanted a husband. And it was up for me. I went in and out of my life of really wanting that and then not. It was a time when I was ready. I wanted that. And this frequency before action kind of nudged me into being aware that my frequency around relationship was lack, was fearful, was I'm not good enough, was quite low and defeated. For a lot of good reasons in my life, but that's just what it was. And so this is what I started to do to expand me into the frequency for me of marriage. And I almost didn't want to put this last line, and I was married a year later, because that's not what this is about. But I'm so grateful that the universe does reflect to us this inner experience, and sometimes it comes in with a beautiful outer reflection, sometimes sooner rather than later, and sometimes there's a beautiful journey of patience that goes along with that. So I started going to bed in the arms of my husband. And I did use the visual initially, but really it became for me just about that feeling. You know, it wasn't important to me what he looked like, but there was a feeling just of being in his arms. And I can't remember, it's 10 years ago now, or maybe even a little bit longer. But I do remember that frequency wasn't available the first night. It built over time. If I was to guess, yeah, it would have been more than a few weeks in where I really let myself feel it. And I really started to be consciously aware of what that feeling, what that frequency was for me. And it really did start to become very clear for me as I am loved just as I am. And words fail so terribly. So that isn't exactly it. But those are the best words that I have to describe that feeling. And so in that process, I believe I was both doing two things, well, maybe many more. But I was in a consistent way lifting my frequency into being more receptive, being in alignment with being loved, with marriage, with relationship, with giving love, with receiving love. But also, and this really needs to be underscored in this work, because I'm not a huge fan of law of attraction in the way that it's presented. You know, imagine a Lamborghini in your driveway and it shows up. There is a highest good, there is a divine will, and frequency, in my experience, allows us to tap into that, which often means being aware of letting go of things we think we want. But it is a powerful part of this. So the second part that I will always underscore when we do this kind of work is that when we come into the frequency and really put some time there, it does also help us find those patterns, those unconscious karmas or blocks. And there may be a little work, a little love, a little healing that goes into clearing those. So who knows, maybe over time, if I just felt my husband in my bed at night, maybe that would have been enough. But my intuition does tell me that there was maybe a little, yeah. There is some healing work that goes into this, and frequency really helped me find that. It helped me find the ways that I wasn't loving myself. It helped me find the judgments. Oh, well, I don't love me as I am. I don't love my nose and my ass. I'm not loving me just as I am. So, okay, great. That's where my work is. And we will be diving into some of that days 7 to 10. So after these experiences, I did Google frequency, and lots of people are talking about frequency or vibration. I shared those quotes from Tesla, Einstein, Dispenza. Abraham Hicks also talks a lot about frequency. And according to David Hawkins, creator of the scale of consciousness, a dog's wagging tail and a cat's purr vibrate at the frequency of unconditional love. So we can get lost in the head around these kinds of things. But if I had the best way to support someone in understanding frequency, it would be just look at a dog. When its tail is wagging, everything is in alignment. There is only pure love, pure joy going on there. Its frequency is love, is unconditional love. It's pure joy. And so that's what we're playing with. And the biggest key maybe is in letting go of our head. Our mind really isn't in that realm of frequency. It's our heart, it's our body that lives in frequency. So it is almost too simple, I believe, that people don't get on board with it. But it is because we live in our heads, not in our hearts, that a lot of people really do struggle with this. So we're going to break it down and we're going to dive into, we're going to experience it right now. So it is easy to get lost in the head and not fully allow an embodied experience of frequency, of feeling, of inner experience. So I'm just going to describe a simple technique and then we'll dive in fully. So I will describe a beautiful adventure we're going to have together right now. And then I'm going to kind of lead us through again. So first, let yourself be aware of something that you want. Do that now. And so important here. It doesn't matter if you think it's for your highest good or through your authentic self. It doesn't matter. We're going to find out that it truly doesn't matter. Something that you want. And it's okay to just go with the first thing that pops up. What's something that you want? Maybe more than anything. Now choose a specific moment in time that captures having this. So it's got to be a specific moment in time. Rather than getting married, it would be exchanging those vows. That specific moment in time. So find that. And so now I'm just going to describe the rest of the pieces and then we're going to do it. So first we're going to use our imagination and other senses to experience having that experience of what we want now. We're really going to use the imagination just as a springboard into frequency. So we're going to then let go of the visual and all other senses, but then just keep allowing the inner experience, the energy, the frequency, the parts of us that are not in this world, the parts of us that are invisible. And yeah, part of this is that we do get distracted. We lose that frequency. We lose that feeling. Part of this process is coming back, reactivating it. There is something that happens when we let go of the distraction, let go of the I'm not worthy of this, let go of the I can't have this, and keep choosing back, keep allowing the frequency. Okay, so we're going to do this. So again, call forward that moment in time that is one of the greatest expressions you have of experiencing this. And yes, close your eyes. Just imagine it as fully as you can. Feel it, sense it. And so in this moment, this might be really easy for you. Great, keep going. And if you've really bravely chosen something big, there could be a process of clearing the resistance first. So just keep doing your best to use that visual and any of your other senses to really experience what it would feel like if it was completely real right now. So we're just going to keep on allowing that. And so as you're ready, begin to focus just on the energy, the experience inside your body. Let go as you can of any visual that's outside and just be aware this experience is full and it's now. So neurologically, we know that there is something powerful that happens around 17 seconds, ironically. But if we aimed for around a minute, that would be amazing. And as we do this more and more, it does become almost like a bliss field. And it is really lovely to spend much more time than that here. So we could spend a long time here experiencing that. But I'm going to invite you now to write down the best word or words that describe this experience for you. And words are going to fail, but choose the best one or a phrase. Write them down. So now we'll take just a little bit of time to write down any keys, awarenesses, insights. How might you be called to use frequency in your life, in your morning practice? Just be curious about that. And how might using this really simple but powerful tool help you at work, relationships, in your service? So frequency can support us in spiritual manifestation when we do take the time through our intuition to really get clear on what is for our highest good. It's an incredible tool, and we will be diving into that in day 16. And there is a completely free 5-step process that guides you through spiritual manifestation on the Allowing.Love website. Play with that. That will really further dive you into frequency. But I did want to complete just with some of my takeaways from using this work of frequency over time. And that is that the key is to keep letting go of what you want in the world and focusing on the experience of your frequency within. I also want to say that in my experience, if you chose 3 or more different things that you want right now, they'll probably all have the same frequency. Play with that. I tested that over time, and in any given moment of my life, my soul was here for a particular experience, and And it was using multiple things in my life. So it really didn't matter what I was calling in the morning, all was expanding me in this experience of source of love of God. But you may have other keys to use of frequency to start your day. So trust yourself. I wrote this. I was looking for quotes about frequency in my inbox, and I found this. When we realize where we really want to go is not a destination in the world, but an experience, a frequency, a feeling, we can't help but enjoy the journey and end up at our destination. So finally, back to your sacred morning practice. Maybe you do want to spend just a little bit of time today expanding into the frequency that you'd love to have in your sacred morning practice. Spend a minute or more in that frequency and then intuitively receive your intention for today, your practice, your life, or whatever you're called to dive into.